There's been a lot that happened, and we've not talked about it. So, welcome back to Titans. PIO, preseason, in-season, off-season, Titan coverage all year round. The NFL Draft 2026 has came and went, and boy, did we did stuff. A lot of stuff has actually happened since we last talked. I took a little bit of a breather just to kind of catch up on some other stuff. It wasn't meant to be a long break. Went a little bit longer than I meant to. I do want to address, I am going to do a video here probably a week or so from now going over everybody we drafted. Just in general, I did it last year. I'll do it for this year. That video will come just probably about another week or so. But let's start right now, just in general, the draft. The 2026 draft started off with a bang. The Raiders got their future quarterback. But then the biggest shock of the night came. The Cardinals came on the clock, and they decided to take Love at number 3. That is right. Everything we have speculated, everything we had talked about Love, how he could fit on the team. I even did a breakdown of how I wanted him to be implemented on the team and all that stuff. None of that mattered. None of it was important because he got thrown out the door right then and there. I think they literally panicked and took him. I think they were sitting there going, you know what? We flirted around with this idea. Everybody said we're not going to take him. Let's take him. Let's prove them wrong. Oh, we did it. We took him. Well, it felt that way, and then the Titans, they're on the clock, and you can just tell the panic is on. We decide to shock everybody, and we go wide receiver at number 4. I'm going to be up front. That was a panic pick. Not saying I disagree with it. Not saying it's a bad pick. They were sitting there. They needed something flashy, something that would get some heads turning. They needed something, and they just panicked, and they grabbed Tate. And at first, my reaction was, you took wide receiver. I just was not wanting a wide receiver. If you watch my other videos, you clearly hear me say, we do not need to waste one pick on wide receiver, and the Titans go, we'll waste the first pick on wide receiver. And for like a solid 30 minutes, I was still like, what are we doing? And the more I thought about it, the more I looked into it, the more I actually started to like that decision, which is actually what I think happened for most people and for the Titans themselves. I don't think they actually thought Tate was the best player left. And they were looking at what they did. They were looking at him. They were looking at his stats, thinking it all over, and then went, wait a second. Hold on. I know we panicked. Did we actually fumble around and actually do something smart? Because in all honesty, if you're going to go wide receiver, you better do it in the first round. Even though I was saying don't take wide receiver, I was mainly talking about in a later pick, like in the 4th round or something. In the 1st round, well, that changes things because he is someone who can be plug and play right now. You know what? I was so focused on the fact that we were probably going to take Love or a defensive player at the number 4th pick. I really didn't consider a wide receiver, and I'm okay with it. Sometimes you just got to take a minute and think things over. That's why you don't react sometimes automatically. You sit, you think about it, and you go, okay, you know what? I like what you're doing here. This basically was the whole entire draft night for me, was I'd hear the pick, I'd sit there, think about it for a minute, and go, you know what? Kind of like it okay. I know we took another running back. The one position I was very excited about was we finally got a center from Indiana, and this guy is the one player I am probably the most excited about. We did focus on the O-line with like 3 picks, so I am very happy about that, but he fits in. And this guy is a great center. The more I looked into him, I was like, oh, wow. 0 sacks allowed. I think he won MVP during one of the bowls or something. I think he's going to be a major help for this offensive line. So that's all the positives right there. We worked on the offensive line. We got a weapon for Cam Ward that can be plug and play right now. It was a good draft. It is funny, though. I did predict we would trade back into the 1st round, and I was right. Now, granted, we didn't get the player I said we'd get, but I was right. We did trade up into the 1st round, and we didn't have to trade Will Levis to do it. And we were a lot more aggressive. A lot of people thought we'd actually trade back a lot, and we did the opposite. I think we traded up a few times. All in all, it wasn't the best draft in the world. Maybe. Time can only really tell. I think it was surprisingly good. Going to take a minute. You can fast forward if you don't want to hear this. If you do not know, I am not the happiest person about the new NFL logo for the Tennessee Titans. With that being said, though, I do think it was funny. Early in the presentation, when we were getting Tate and we had to show that hideous logo, the helmets they showed were navy, not white helmets with the logo. And I will say, the logo is still terrible, but it did look a little bit better on navy helmets. Do I hate the white helmets? No. But I'm not going to lie. There was something about that navy helmet with that logo that did look kind of sharp. The logo still looks like garbage. But the navy did help it a lot more than I even like to admit. It's like that color blue needs another blue to go with it. It's kind of like these two tones of blue go together. That's such an interesting thought. What if instead of being love you blue, we were, I don't know, two-tone blue? Hey, you know what? They might want to look into that because I think that just feels so unique. I think it works really well. Anyways, guys, so that's all the logo stuff. Anyways, the draft was over and I was like, you know what? Decent little draft. And then the most just out of blue thing happened. Breaking news out of nowhere. One night, Chad Breaker decided to step down from his position with the Titans. And it wasn't that he was taking another odd position in the organization. No, he was leaving the Tennessee Titans. Here's his statement. Here's Amy's statement. He's out the building. He's gone. He wasn't fired. He wants to go work somewhere else. He will bounce back. I no doubt he'll get a job here if he doesn't already have one. But I personally think Breaker has been a lot of the problems for this organization. Breaker may be good at certain things, but I think he brought a lot of negativity to Nashville. I think he's been the one pushing certain things. When he came on, things really started to go downhill. Sorry about that. Apparently, I had some video issues. Anyways, guys, so that's all I got to really say. So, are you excited? Do you think we did good in the draft? Do you think we did bad? Whatever it is, put in the comments below. And as always, tighten up.